And sitting right next to me, Michigan Congressman Thaddeus McCotter. He released a book, yes, a real book, earlier this month called Seize Freedom. Hope that's not a stripper. American Truths and Renewal in a Chaotic Age. I suggest you read the foreword because it's fantastic. The rest of the book, I kid, it's great. Anyhow, if intellect were a ketchup bottle, I'd turn him over and pat his bottom, sometimes at a picnic. Sorry, and we have no pin. The secret is out. Our Kenyan-born president isn't Kenyan-born after all. Yes, he's actually Swiss. Yep, over at Slate, thing, Christopher Hitchens suggests the president actually is keeping Swiss time. Hitchens says that these days, the way a Middle Eastern dictator knows his time is up is when Swiss bankers freeze his assets. And according to Hitch, that's the same cue Obama looks for as a signal to say he no longer recognizes a dictator's rule. Hitch writes that under Obama, we await developments. We urge caution, even restraint. We hope for the formation of an international consensus. And there's something contemptible about the way Washington has been affecting and perhaps helping to bring about American impotence. Well, when it comes to Libya, Hitchens mocks Obama's empty speeches, noting that many weaker countries had stronger words than Gaddafi. He also calls concerns for the safety of American diplomats pathetic. So what we need is less talk and more action, as demonstrated here. Hey, when a dog wins that easily, then you know it's a really, really stupid sport. Okay? Congressman, good to see you. Congratulations on the book. Does Hitchens have a point?
Congratulations on the forward, too.
Thank you. It was well done, wasn't it?
It's a crowd pleaser.
Yeah, I'm sure it is. Don't beat around. Don't try to evade the question. Does Hitchens have a point?
I don't know. I think that in the instance of Libya, it's hard to imagine somebody else taking Gaddafi's place. It could be worse.
Yeah.
More empathetic to the Libyan people and to the American people. So I think that's...
So you're a fan of Gaddafi?
No.
Okay.
Nor you. And so what you look at is, can the United States play a constructive role? And I think we could have gone farther and urged the departure of Gaddafi more. We could do more to help protect the Libyan people in conjunction with NATO and other nations. But when you look at some of the other places that we're dealing with, I think you should certainly say more about the Green Revolution in Iran, because I believe that the future of the Iranians' Green Revolution, moving towards getting rid of a theocratic dictatorship and moving towards a true democracy with a Republican representation of their constitutional rights preserved, will help to influence the outcome of the others. But I think that Hitchens has a point, but not necessarily in the case of the overarching problems that we have in North Africa or in the Middle East.
That was quite a coherent answer, and not a single insult directed towards me, so I think I won. Those are actually two of my neighbors. All right. John, go ahead.
No, I thought we would just name some of the members of the Coalition of the Willing.
Yeah.
Remember that?
Well, no,
the international coalition that went into Iraq with us?
No, I mean, you're right.
Guatemala?
You're right. Coalitions do work.
That would be the one that liberated all the Iraqis that are now having a democratic constitutional process, unlike the head of the dictator Saddam Hussein, and also had bipartisan support to go do it. So
there you go.
Yeah.
All right. You're not only from Michigan, but you are also a musician.
And born in Detroit.
And born in Detroit.
There you go.
So you must have strong feelings about this. Am I right?
No.
Okay.
We were kind enough, my wife and I, to be invited. We could not go because she had to work at the hospital. And then I found out they didn't want me to play. And so I figured, well, I hope it goes well. I don't know how I would accompany Mr. Jonas. Something like that. And I do think that there was an oversight because I didn't see any Iggy Pop, Nugent, Seeger, or MC5, which are also part of the Motown sound.
Yeah, but that Motown sound is always ignored, mainly because it was like, it was just serious white trash. I mean, Iggy, Trailer Park, high all the time, also fantastic, but that's not actually that doesn't elevate people.
And you're not going to get Ted Nugent an invite to this one.
Yeah.
That's just not going to happen.
See? But I thank you for smearing the entire generation of Detroit rockers as white trash. Thank you for that.
Excuse me, I own every Nuggets compilation. I have all the MC5 albums. I have every single Iggy Pop one. But when you think of
and some of your best friends are Detroiters.
Yeah, that's true. I wouldn't go that far. I find them absolutely repulsive. And you can quote me on that. No, I'm kidding. So Motown wasn't the only musical brilliance to come from Michigan. We mustn't forget the great band called the Screaming Lemurs, who have a new song out called There's a Lemur in Your TV. What makes this special is who's in the band. Our very own Congressman McCotter on lead guitar. And also the writer of the tune. The song, interestingly enough, is about a show dear to his heart. No, not RuPaul's Drag Race, but you do love that.
That's the B-side.
Oh, yeah, that's the B-side. It's about Red Eye. Let's play a little of There's a Lemur in Your TV right now. Not bad, Congressman. What,
For white trash from Detroit.
where can people get this music?
ScreamingLemurs.com.
Okay. Is there an album coming out at all?
Depends, you know. If people like this, we may do it, and we may not, just to spite them.
What's the song about? What's the lemur?
It's about you.
That's what I thought it was. So you
And your obsession with lemurs.
Yeah, I'm obsessed with unicorns. It should have been unicorn.
Well, when I read your book and did the review, you were obsessed with lemurs. You mentioned lemurs like 4 times.
Yeah. Who else is in the band
I
besides
don't
you?
know if you go home and swing from the tire in your jungle room. Have a banana, it'll be all better.
Who else is in the band besides you? Is it just you and a drum machine?
It was just me and John David Kahn, yeah.
Okay.
But my brother's in it now, and a bunch of people sit in, and we may do some more, we may not.
All right, cool. Should we do the Gregolog now?
Crazy.
I love it.
You know.
Congressman, do you hear him and think, there, for the grace of God, go I?
Yes, I think but for the grace of God go you. But seriously, he needs help. I mean, this is a man who's crying out for help. You're seeing his whole life unravel, his family, the people around him, people on the set that canceled the season. Look, he's my age, but I mean, at some point, you cannot continue to sustain that type of violence on your own
He is
body.
your age, but he still looks healthier than you.
I know. He works in a healthier environment.
Yeah, he does. Charles
Those woodland nymphs.
Yes.
Hitchens says Obama is secretly Swiss. Congressman, you said it's hard to imagine somebody worse taking control of Libya. Even Satan?
No, that'd be worse, Andy. That would be worse.
All right. Serious point, though, Congressman. 1,000 people are dead by the hands of their own government. Up until earlier today, or on Friday, our response has pretty much been the equivalent of a sternly worded letter to the editor. Shouldn't we have done something?
Well, it depends what we do. You want to make sure that you don't exacerbate the situation. You do want to work, as the Obama administration is trying to do, especially with your European allies, to go in there and try to limit the ability of Gaddafi through no-fly zones and others. We've seen other countries trying to bring in warships, but you do not want to get dragged into a situation where it's a civil war and the United States becomes involved militarily.
All right, I will accept that answer.
I meant servers.
Okay. Congressman, you said of the event, quote, "My wife and I were kind enough to be invited."
Yeah, I misspoke. But I have poetry in my fingertips. And I'm going to let my resentments
Really,
grow.
you should see somebody about that.
Yes, and my loyal friends will deal with you. You little wood nymph.
Gregolog, anti-abortion billboard taken down. Yeah, okay. Charlie Sheen.
I knew you were not even going to touch that.
Nope.
No one wants to do stories about abortion ever on Red Eye, anywhere.
Not just on Red Eye.
I know, all shows. It's amazing.
Yeah. Anyway, Charlie Sheen.
Charlie Sheen.
Congressman, you said Sheen is crying out for help, and yet he continues to refuse to get help. So what are you supposed to do?
What are we supposed to do?
I don't know.
We are supposed to stop obsessing about him and hope that his family and the others can help him find the treatment that he needs.
Male pilots are slobs. Yeah. I watched I Dream of Jeannie. I saw their apartment. That's my only experience with pilots. Congressman, in all your travels, have you ever been nervous when you see a female pilot?
No.
No? That's a pretty good answer, because any other
Everything
answer
else is problematic.
Yes, exactly. Well, I got like 16 Sports Illustrated models waiting to date me.
You're confusing waiting room with backup.
Yeah, that's
Right.
That's true.
Every guy has a...
But we are losing the art of communication through, technology and the internet. Listen, I went to a movie recently, and all the kids in there were texting each other in the movie theater, so... Whatever happened to the days when you told someone, hey, I like you, and if you ever break up, let me know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Was that actually directed at Congressman McCotter?
I tried to slip it in there, but I got busted.
You guys would make a great couple, I have to say.
We didn't win the Michigan vote.
Congressman, do you have any commentary on any Facebook app? You are on Facebook all the time. I know he's going to.
But never Craigslist.
Yeah.
This is just nuts.
Yeah.
It's nuts. You're appealing to the worst in everybody, to throw yourself at somebody, to have somebody who is in love with somebody else know that there are people out there. Look, what good comes of this?
Yeah, lots of
Other
good.
than like me and Charles hooking up. What?
Excellent. Time to go back to TV's Andy Levy for the postgame wrap-up.
Thanks. Hey, Congressman, tell me about your book. All I know about it is I wasn't asked to write the foreword.
No, but it was written by Mr. Gutfeld here, and I think you'll like it, Andy. Even as a libertarian, you might get a kick out of correcting me for the next decade.
Yeah, I'm not gonna read it.
Well, can I have the crayon I gave you back? Backslash on the board.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Andy, PAB, John, Charles, Congo. I called you Congo. Congo. Gutfeld.